Hello there, Aries. Michelle B here. I'm going to give you a reading looking at what to embrace and what to leave behind for the next 12 days until your reading comes up again. Then I'm going to look at your abundance and prosperity messages, guidance, what you need to know that has to do with your money and all the things that you need in order to thrive. And then looking at your love connections, romance, and yeah, deep connections, deep intimate connections with others. Now, if any of these messages don't resonate with you, make sure and check out readings from me or from other tarot readers online, looking at your birth chart for your rising, your moon, your Venus, your Mars. Different parts of our chart can light up for us at different times in our lives to be more significant than what's going on in other parts of our chart. So, but if this reading resonates with you, awesome. Here we go. So looking at what to embrace, we're looking at the 6 of Cups, which is like embracing the idea that you get to start a fresh chapter. Now, I feel that you've gone through, you have recently had a significant transition in your life from hardship, transitioning over to things getting a little bit more calm, peaceful, and even pleasant. I would even go as far as to say that you're having some kind of pleasant times. Leaving behind the anxiety or the feeling that you are on your own. Perhaps these challenging times that you went through recently left you at a point where you were at a dark night of the soul. The 9 of Swords indicates a dark night of the soul for me because of experiences that I've had. So I can only read the tarot through my own experiences where I've been like laying in bed with my head in my hands saying, I don't know what to do. I can't do it anymore by myself. And then you turn to God. You lift up your head and turn your hands together. And you turn to God, universe, source, whatever you identify with, and say, I need help. Please guide me to the next steps for what to do or what. Please align things in my favor. And that's where that's where you were in the past, and that's what you're releasing, that those hard times are done for now. And not to say you'll never have challenges again, because sometimes we need crisis in order to grow. But you're accepting the fact that you're pivoting into a better phase, and you don't have to fight and struggle the way that you did in the previous phase. And I'm so pleased for you for that. So as your attitude improves, so do your prospects. Because when you're feeling oppressed and lonely and scared, as you were with this 9 of Swords, you just bring in more things that make you feel that way. But as your attitude turns to, I get to have a new start. I get to be like a child again, doing things in a fresh new way. I have my whole life ahead of me to really enjoy myself. That's going to bring in positive experiences. Now we're going to switch over and look specifically at your abundance and prosperity, your money issues. First, I look at the internal landscape of the present and what was recent past. And I do have that there is some feeling of scarcity because we did have the 5 of Pentacles come up. There is a worry that you might slip back into the scarcity, the fear, the anxiety that you were feeling in the past. So there's worry about that. And then there's, both of these have to do with anxieties, the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. It's a worry that once again, you'll be tied down. Someone in the past has limited you in some way, or you felt that you should limit yourself in order to please them. I feel like that is a more accurate way to say it. It's not that someone tied you up, it's that you felt like you needed to oppress yourself in order to please this person, in order to gain their love. And they put you in a position of economic vulnerability. To putting yourself on the line for this other person puts you in a position of vulnerability, especially when you said, I can't do that anymore. So, but you have, like I said, this is what this card is, what showed me that you've been through a lot in the past, because the star represents someone who's gone through a difficult challenge, gone through the wilderness, and come to a point of an oasis where they can heal, where they can rest, where they can regain their strength. It's come up again in the advice, The star came up twice for you. It's saying you are in a really good position right now. It's not only do you feel like you're in a really good position, it also is the reality around you, that you're in a safe spot. No one can harm you at this time, okay? Now when it's just you, or like you and your coworkers, and you know, you and your family that cares for you and you care for them, when it's just you all, the people that you can trust, you're fine, you're cruising, right? Things get a little bit hairy when we're looking at connections, the kind of intimate connections that made you vulnerable in the past, and we'll go back to that. But it's asking you to specifically, for your healing, because temperance is here. Star and temperance both represent healing, okay? Emotional, spiritual, and physical healing. You are still healing. You need to give yourself quiet space to rebuild your emotional identity, okay? But you're being asked specifically, remember you were asked to release that 9 of Swords energy, okay? You're being asked specifically to, if you feel like you've done enough intellectual churning about what happened in the past, it is time for you to stop thinking about it. There's grief, and then there's obsession. And if you obsessively identify with what people did to you in the past, that's all you're ever going to experience. You want to experience peace, right? Peace, love, vitality, joy, connection with others. This needs to be your focus, not this, okay? So you're being asked specifically to do everything you can to kick that negative habit of going back to that in your head. It's kicking a habit the same way that you would kick any other addictive substance, like alcohol, tobacco is, oh my gosh, it's awful. I've been a tobacco smoker, and even though I choose not to smoke anymore, I still consider myself a tobacco smoker because the habit still whispers in my ear. And that's the way that the dopamine that we get from thinking about the hard times we had before, that dopamine kick that we get from feeling sorry for ourselves, becomes a physical addiction, and it whispers in your ear. Think about it. Maybe you could smoke, or maybe you could like feel sorry for yourself for a little while, and like you feel the anger rise up inside you. Ooh, yeah, I do feel angry about what they did to me before. It's an addiction, and it keeps you in a negative place, and it keeps you from prospering, okay? Do anything you can. Anytime every time you catch yourself thinking about it, stop, okay? Stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Redirect. Redirect to something else. It's not easy, but you can retrain your mind, and over time, you'll feel your vibration rising to a more peaceful state, to this state. This is the state that you want to be in, because this is not reality anymore. You're only perpetuating it with your thoughts. This is your reality right now. And the more you focus on that, the more prosperous you're going to be. And the final word for your abundance and prosperity aspect of your reading, the final word is, you are the master of your money. The first, you master your vibration, your overall vibration, and then the money starts coming in. And over time, you become more and more successful in allocating resources appropriately. But you have to be patient with yourself. I just got a little download that perhaps someone from your past that led to all of this garbage, all that nonsense, someone from your past told you that you were not good at handling money. And that's bullshit. You can learn. There are all kinds of financial guidance videos on YouTube. There are books at the library where you can learn how to pay your bills on time, how to budget properly, how to handle making investments. Anyone can become a master of money. It's just a matter of learning the skills. You can do it. I could do it, and I didn't know anything. Nobody taught me anything. I learned it. I learned how. Look. Look at me now. I feel pretty darn good. I feel pretty darn good about how I how I juggle everything. So yeah, it can be done. You get to be that person. But first, your first focus needs to be healing that heart, healing that soul, okay? Then the money just comes in. It's so easy. It's so easy to make money. Now, switching over to your love messages. First, I look at the internal landscape, and then I look at the advice that we get from the cards. So there's this energy of wanting to put yourself out there. Knight of Cups is here. You want to put yourself out there. And for some of you even, some of you might be experiencing someone coming in toward you. First of all, I need to say that if you're perfectly happy in your connection with your significant other, this reading is not for you, because I only do readings when there's trouble in paradise, okay? Or if somebody's looking for someone and needs guidance, they're looking for someone and need guidance on how to be in vibrational alliance with connecting with others. If you're thinking about, or if you're happily single, this reading isn't for you either, okay? Just saying. Anyway, for those of you who, some of you might be in a relationship and you're not happy with it, and you want to do something in a different way. There's some of that happening too. But anyway, it's like a desire for love, a desire for intimate connection is right here in the middle of what's going on internally. But there's this fear. Well, what if I screw this up? But what if I screw this up? I hear it like, I might screw it up. Because like, look at what I've done in the past, and what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing is times when you've popped off, times when you lost your temper, times when you acted out in emotional, like a fiery emotional way, and you turned people off, and people turned away. And it seems like to you, you're like, the only people that I resonate with are people who are also very fiery like me, and that is such a nasty combination, right? It's like, it's so volatile and exhausting to be in a combination with someone else who's so fiery. You want to tamper your temper to be just a warm flame in a hearth instead of like a raging wildfire. You don't want to do that, right? You're like, I don't want to lose control and be so passionate about somebody that I just can't control myself, right? So what the cards have to say here is that there's no scarcity of people that want to connect with you. All right, people do want to connect with you, and it's just a matter of you learning to pace yourself. The Chariot is here, is saying you can go forward, right? You can go forward, but you might need to learn some better habits when it comes to relating with other people. Learning to control yourself a little bit better. So we got the Four of Pentacles is here saying, just tamper it down a little bit. It's a very fixed energy, and it's like, okay, so I'm not going to rush in head first. I'm sensing a story I've heard of a relationship where the couple just hit it off right away, and the guy, the masculine in the energy was like, I'm so excited about this relationship, I just want to rush in head first and let's just go ahead and get married. And the feminine was like, yeah, I really like you too, let's go do it. And then that's actually, the masculine wanted the feminine to say, hey, slow this down, but instead they were like, yeah, let's go. And that scared the crap out of the masculine, right? So if you're starting a connection with someone and it's just like really hot and heavy and exciting and you feel like you're going to lose it, remember that you can slow down. When you start to feel that anxiety build up, like you might lose it, pull back and make sure and let your partner know, the person that you're connecting with know, I need to slow this down because I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling scared about how my passion is growing. So I need to pull back a little bit and take it easy and have a more stable connection, okay? And the Five of Pentacles is here for anyone who thinks that there's a scarcity of partners out there, especially when we reach a certain age. We're like, are we even going to be able to connect with anybody at our age because we're so fixed in our ways, and the gender that we're interested in is also fixed in their ways, and it's like, can we even connect like that? Yes, you can. But the thing is, you got to go about it in a slow and steady manner. And so put yourself out there and don't look at it like I'm going to rush into a relationship right away. Instead, look at it as like, I am planting the seeds for something stable in the long run, while I'm also working on my own economic well-being. That should be the priority. My economic and emotional and physical well-being needs to take precedent over connecting in a relationship. So that needs to be the first priority. And if you can pace things slowly and carefully, you can grow something really cool. But for those of you who are like, nah, in a relationship, it might mean that these cards coming up for you and resonating with that, these cards might mean you just need to slow things down a little bit. Take it back a notch. Spend more time working on you. Just be like, I can't hang out right now. If they can't handle that, then they were not the right person for you. It was too volatile. You might end up in a vulnerable position like you were in the previous relationship, okay? You need someone that is able to pace themselves while you teach yourself to pace yourself. Okay, so let's look at your affirmation, your closing affirmation. These are the wholeness cards from the Salvage Sawhorse. Wonderful. You can hear my little boy laughing through the whole video. He's playing on the computer while I do my recording. Oh, he's looking at a little birdie taking a shower in his sink. He thinks that's the cutest thing in the whole world. Yeah, my little boy watching YouTube. That's a really cute birdie. Okay, anyway, these affirmations are wonderful for grounding ourselves after being in our heads listening to these readings, right? Oh, I love it. I am limitless. No matter what you went through in the past, no matter how hard things were in the past, you get an unlimited number of opportunities to start fresh and do things the right way. You get to do whatever you want, and you get to do it the way you want. You have no boundaries. You have no boundaries. And not only do you get to do everything you want, the universe wants you to do everything you want. This is where I leave off. Love you. Mwah. Thank you for being with me, Aries, and I will see you again in 12 days.